The following radio program you're about to listen to is provided to you, the listener, by Inked Geek Studios. Get this and other great shows at inkedgeekstudios.com.
Hey, you fucking pricks. Right now, patreon.com/IG Studios. Support Inked Geek Studios, my boys Nate and Brandon. That Was Awesome podcast, inkedgeekstudios.com. And again, patreon.com/IG Studios.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2017 Hell in a Cell review edition of That Was Awesome. I am your host, Nate, and I am joined, as always, by Brandon.
Hey, you fucking pricks, I'm here. Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm getting off mic. For those that watch the show live, you're going to hear some vape, and you're going to see something. Do me a favor.
All right.
You got your vape?
I do.
Can you vape me a cloud?
Vape you a cloud. Okay.
That was awesome.
Okay, so for everyone listening to the podcast version of this show, we gave Brandon some pyro. So go check out the VOD, youtube.com.
That's the intro from now
on. /Inked Geek Studios. Anyway, man, so we haven't done this podcast in a couple months.
No, so what we would normally do tonight would be Movie Busters.
Movie Busters, right.
But it's pay-per-view night, and we're feeling kind of nostalgic for
and
some
it was
wrestling.
a big one.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be kind of like the regular from now on, is Sunday night will be Movie Busters or pay-per-view review night. So, and I think that'll be what can be expected on the live stuff. And then obviously for podcast version, either you're subscribing to this feed or you're subscribing to the mega feed. So it's one or the other. But yeah, no, man, did we pick a good pay-per-view to come back or what?
Definitely. I think that was probably the best pay-per-view that we've seen since Triple H's last WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah, no, it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It, man, top to bottom. Like I said, the only matches, I said it, you won't hear it in the recording, so I'll say it again in the very minor pre-show that we had. I said that I consider it a good pay-per-view if the only bad matches are the ones I expected to be bad.
Right.
So you go into it. I wasn't expecting anything from Charlotte and Natalya. And other than that, I wasn't expecting much from Orton Rusev. It was a solid match. I think that was set up to be disappointing anyway because it was coming in after the awesome opening match.
I think Orton Rusev was the most forgettable match. But I will say tonight all the matches were all right. They were filled with a lot of, okay, that would have been the best point to end. And then they all went on a little longer than they should have, I think.
Right. And we got a gimmick ending, which we haven't gotten in a long time. And I really liked it. Well, let's go in order. Because one thing that we also started doing, or I should say we were kind of participating in it together, but I was the one running the account, is I was live tweeting.
I don't have access to the account.
I'll update the password so you do. I was live tweeting throughout the event. So you can follow us on Twitter at TWA Podcast. And so for the next pay-per-view, I will be doing that, using all the WWE hashtags, doing different polls, things like that. And starting on the next pay-per-view, I'm going to do something with the polls that I will talk about at the end of this episode. So anyway, so we started off. We didn't watch the pre-show. I think I was playing Shadow of Mordor. You were playing Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Yeah, so we didn't watch the pre-show. It was Mojo Rowley. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I think Shelton Benjamin was involved.
Was
there
he
somewhere.
was he involved somehow?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Perhaps. But yeah. Okay, so let me. I'm just sorry. I'm just scrolling back through. Here we go. Okay, so the opening match was a Hell in a Cell match for the tag team titles between the Usos and A New Day. Now, I am a New Day fan. New Day rocks. Yeah, whatever. Tired, man. It was a long pay per view. I got my clap wrong. Yeah, whatever. So, I don't like the Usos gimmick. We've talked about that several times on this show.
No, and I think that for that match, they should have gone back to the old gimmick.
Yeah, if they were doing the whole Samoan thing and we had the New Day, I think that could have been a lot more fun.
It would have been more fun.
That being said, the match was great. It was impressive. There was some creative things. I liked the use of the kendo sticks in the corner of the cell.
Yeah, the kendo stick jail was great.
There were a lot of prison references, a lot of jail references.
A lot of would-be, could-be racism had the ethnicities been different.
Right, like when they had...
They strung a guy up, basically.
Yeah, Xavier Woods was strung up to the post, and then they basically whipped him with kendo sticks.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, if you change any of the dynamics of that match, it's a very controversial moment.
I mean, there were handcuffs. There was so many prison references.
Yeah, and that's all it was. But whatever. But it was a great match. It was very high intensity. Again, I'm a big New Day fan. I know you are kind of lukewarm with them.
Yeah, I really had no horse in the race, so to speak.
Right.
I don't care who won. I was just glad that for the opening match, there was a lot of, there I am. There was a lot of intensity, and it was reminiscent of how it used to be watching it. I thought it was high energy and violent. Everything I like.
Yeah, you had made the comment between the matches after that match had ended. You're like, are they subtly trying to get more violent? Because that seemed really intense. And it certainly was. And I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, New Day lost. Usos took it. Again, the match was great. The only thing that stands out to me that was botched was the kick.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible.
It was badly timed. I have a feeling the reason that it just came in slow was because he didn't want to mess up the ankle or the shin of the other Uso.
But back-to-back weak kicks that were just
it was
way.
It was 3 in a row that just came off bad.
Dead center on the screen, hard to miss, impossible to miss.
Yeah, but we got the double frog splash onto Big E. That didn't get the victory, and then Xavier got beat some more, and then the double frog splash with a chair onto him, and then that ended the match. So, new tag team champions would be the Usos. We put up a poll. What did you think of the opening Hell in a Cell match? 35 votes with 94% saying loved it. So, obviously, Twitterverse is in the same boat. It was a great opening match. I think it was the first time in a while the opening match of a pay-per-view was captivating. That's one of the things, the local guys, Limitless Wrestling, that's one praise that we always give Randy is, look what you've been doing for only 2 years, and every match you put on is good. Whereas WWE cannot seem to nail an opening match.
No.
Somebody was listening.
Somebody went to a Limitless show.
Somebody went to a Limitless
Somebody
show.
read the Sports Illustrated article from the last Limitless show.
I did see that. That's cool. So a big congratulations to them for getting mentioned in Sports Illustrated. So the next match, again, was Orton Rusev. It was a solid wrestling match. There was nothing bad. There was nothing botched. It seemed very slow coming off of the opening match.
Right. And I mean, you got two bruisers, one who's aging.
Right.
Although for a match later on in the card, that doesn't say much.
Right.
And then you have Rusev, who, without Lana, holds no appeal for me.
Right. He's Rusev.
Yeah.
Rusev.
Right.
Yeah. No, isn't it crazy to think how, just slow going Randy looked at, late 30s?
Yeah.
And then look at Shane at 47? That's crazy. So, but anyway, yeah. So, Orton came out on top on that one. And, again, it was a solid match. It was a good wrestling match. It was definitely the cool down coming off of the opening Cell match. So the next match that we went into was the 3-way match between AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, and Ty Dillinger. Perfect 10. I had put out a poll on our Twitter account. Quick, who's going to win? Hashtag Hell in a Cell. 47% said AJ Styles. Now, going into this, I had said this, and you were going to be my witness here.
You had made a prediction.
I did. So about halfway through the match, when they added Ty Dillinger to the match in the countdown.
Right. And again, I had said that they didn't need to have him there. There was no reason for him to be there. But there ended up being a precise reason for him being there.
That I called
That
like
Nate
15
called.
minutes before it happened.
He did.
I said
Hashtag why aren't we writers?
Right. I said that I'm willing to bet the only reason they added Ty to the match was because Baron can win by pinning Ty, and then that will set up the continuing feud of you didn't beat me, I want my rematch.
Now, where I haven't watched the regular shows in a while, since we haven't been doing this, and I've fallen out of touch, that was a Raw branded show
That
or
was SmackDown.
That was SmackDown.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, it's on Tuesday now,
Tuesday,
right?
yep.
Yeah, we'll be hearing about this.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I would have agreed with the AJ prediction that our poll ended up having, but again, the whole adding of Ty, there was a reason he got added, and obviously that was it.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. So let's see here. Third match in the books. Let's see here. What did our Twitterverse think? 50-50. Like smack on the line. 50%, 50%. 50% loved it, 50% hated it. So you guys could make up your mind. Yeah, I mean, Baron Corbin has some haters. Like, it was a good match. And Ty, again, was unnecessary. And the back and forth between Corbin and AJ tells me that it would have been a better match if it was just those two.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
that's obviously in the cards in the
Right.
future.
You must prolong these feuds, though. So, you got what you got.
Right. Next match going into Charlotte Flair versus Natalya. According to the Twitter votes, 67% of the polling results said that Charlotte was expected to win, and I don't necessarily think that would have been wrong.
No, that's who I was going for, but I mean, that's essentially the direction you were going anyway.
Right.
But I mean, given the situation with Ric Flair and everything, see, I had thought, well, he's going to probably expire soon, right? So why not have her go out on a high note and then go tend to her father?
Right.
But it seemed like she had a pre-existing injury, and it's an excuse to get her off camera for a while.
Well,
so.
see, I'm wondering if it was pre-existing or if it happened, because there was one maneuver that went into the corner, and so you can kind of tell certain reactions when you've watched long enough, right? And she went in, and again, they've gotten to the point now where they trick the tricksters, like they know the call signs that you look for, so now they do them anyway.
Right.
But she looked like she had a legitimate knee thing. Like, even when she did the Flair strut, the knee was weak. I think what they did was they got an injury and went with it. I could be wrong. I could just be marking out on it. But the fact that they filled it with like some stupid crap between that and the next match makes me think the potential. Because I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I think that would have been a good intention for her to kind of go out on top and go and work that way. But if she's got an injury, they obviously played it up because Natalya got disqualified, so Charlotte won. So technically the polls were right, but Charlotte won, but by disqualification. So no title transfer.
Right.
And now she gets to go and relax with Rick. And she did note on the event at one point. Actually, I think it was in the promo stuff. So she must have said it on SmackDown a week or two ago that he is improving. So that's a good thing. According to our Twitterverse. I said I wasn't really a fan of the ending. Leg injury, perhaps. What do you guys think? 91% of the people that voted say hated it. So either WWE just missed it, or again, there was an injury and it was just they had to work with it.
Right. You can't win them all.
No.
I
Next.
think this pay-per-view had enough in it, though, to make people happy overall.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone was expecting much from Charlotte and Natalya to begin with.
No.
They aren't your big ones anymore. They're
not my favorites.
You know, you got your Bailey, you got your Bailey, your Alexa. I mean, again, I forget who's on what show.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think they're all on Raw. I know Alexa's Raw, but you know, your Sasha, like a lot. I've said this, that I think Raw has the stronger women's division.
Yeah.
Whereas SmackDown has the stronger men's division.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the next match was Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. Now, I'll say this for Jinder. I'm not a fan. But whatever he did with his entrance, with the essentially red carpet, the flames that looked like the Taj Mahal rolling out before him in the LED stage.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it all looked really cool. The change of music, neither of us are really fans of like a hip hop rap scene, but it's better than what he had.
Yeah, it was
Didn't
pretty
he
badass
have
for
like
what he had.
yeah? Didn't he have like some like
What he had before is not
Indian-
memorable, but I didn't like it.
yeah? It was culturally themed,
Yeah,
whereas now it's very like AJ Styles themed.
right.
No, but I thought it was a good match. Again, not a Jinder fan. Don't really care, but I will say that at least he got a clean victory. It wasn't like the Singh brothers interfered and then he got hit from behind. And no, he. I mean, there was a little interference, but they got kicked from the ring.
Yeah, as soon as they were ejected, I was totally fine with that.
Yeah, and
I still would have liked I would have liked a Shinsuke victory. I'm sure we'll get it.
I was reading. I kind of had a little bit of a thought going into it. I was reading that next month or sometime in the next month and a half or so, they're touring India. So I had a feeling they weren't going to take the belt off.
Right,
Them.
I think that's been, the climax of this whole thing all along was that they needed that when they went there for the business.
Right. It's good for business.
The business.
Good for business. So our Twitter poll, they 67% of the people said Jinder. And obviously that's kind of where it went. And then after it went, I'd put it, well, at least he finally got a clean win. How did everybody feel? 80% of the people hated it. So
there you go.
So 67% of the people expected it. 80% of the people hated it.
We know it's coming, but we still don't like it.
Right. So the next match, we got real Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler. Glorious.
Yeah. Which I'm into. Both those guys are awesome.
Right.
So the match, if you want a straight wrestling match, that's what you got. It was a good match.
It was good.
You have to appreciate Dolph and Shane, for that matter, how they're basically amalgams of all the wrestlers from yesteryear.
Right. From our fan heyday.
Like you look at Dolph and he's like, what? Shawn Michaels and Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
All rolled into one with a couple other little nods there, but I liked it.
He had that gimmick going for a little while where he was like coming out dressed like he was Mr. Perfect for a while, and he even did like the hit the gum. Like
Oh,
he'd
really?
spit the gum in the air and he'd hit it. Yeah, he was like doing like a different like 80s, 90s wrestler gimmick like every week.
Well, much to the point, like he came out tonight, his music cued and then went off and he came out to nothing.
Right.
Just straight blackness. It
Which
was great.
you could say he
Badass.
was coming out as Sting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for our poll, 100% of the votes said Dolph Ziggler was going to win. 100% of you were fucking wrong.
Totally. Dolph Ziggler was beaten at his own game in a series of roll-ups. He got rolled up in the corner, nowhere to go, and he was pissed.
And that was the gimmicky ending that I was talking about at the top of the show. I liked it. I love gimmicky endings. You can't do them too much because they get old. But the fact that it was the roll them up, grab the tights, and they kind of did the whole barrel roll thing, and then it ended with Rude on top holding the tights for the 3 count, that was cool.
You can't pull out and come on her face often, but every now and then going ass to mouth is forgivable. You never go ass to mouth.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes it's forgivable.
We got to watch Clerks too for Movie Busters.
Indeed.
Yeah, see, we can throw movie references into our wrestling podcast, so it still feels like slight Movie Busters.
Continuity, sir. We're bringing it all together. You got to watch all the shows.
Porch Monkey, bringing it back.
Oh, jeez. I'm glad you didn't bring that up in the first match.
Well, it was the Clerks 2 reference.
I know.
All right.
I'm just calling it back.
So I put love a gimmicky ending, love a good gimmicky ending. What did you guys think on our Twitter account and on the poll? 80% of the people hated it. You guys are angry.
Bunch of haters.
Bunch of haters. The exact percentage of people that hated the Charlotte match or the Jinder match hated. Now is Bobby Roode not going over on people? Like are they just mad that Zigzag didn't win?
I don't know. I thought Dolph Ziggler was so underused that he was like on his way out of the company.
Yeah. Or he was getting mad that he wasn't getting like ring time.
I mean, he lost and gave him a zigzag, and when he got to the top right before Gorilla, he let out a big old fuck.
Right.
Off mic, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that was feigned irritation because obviously he knew how that was going to go.
Right.
So whether he's tired of losing or not, that's just the way it goes.
Right. But no, I mean, it was a good match. And like I said, I definitely think there's a feud in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And
As for Bobby Roode not going over, I think he's over. I think. Like, he thought he was huge.
but I wonder if maybe he's over, but people wanted Zig. Because
Maybe.
people have wanted Zig to get pushed for a while.
Yeah, he should. They
So,
both should.
Yeah, no, they
The
really
trouble
should.
is they have such a huge bloated roster that they
do.
can't.
They almost need a third main show.
They kind of do. They should just do like 205 Live.
What they should do is they
Expand
should
that a
move
little bit.
SmackDown to Wednesday and do Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views on Sunday. But then how would you do your pay-per-views at that point?
I don't know. You'd have to have
It'd be like 3 a
cross
month.
branding, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they have cross branding on the big ones.
On the big ones, right? But I mean, I don't know, man. You need subgenres, and you already got NXT, so
Right. Yeah, there's too many. There's too many. So then we go into our main event, and fuck, was it a main event?
Oh, it was excellent.
Shane McMahon, Shane O'Mac, or as I dubbed him in the Twitter feed, hashtag Spraytan McMahon,
Spray Tan McMahon for the win.
against Kevin Owens. On our Twitter poll, Kevin Owens 62%, and I think that was kind of a given. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that wasn't a little bit higher. Shane's not going anywhere.
No,
He's there to put on a good show and to push whoever he's there,
yeah,
fighting against.
whoever he's there to put over. He did put on a good show.
Yeah,
and for the first time in forever, it went way beyond 11.
Yeah, it went to 11:30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a whole half hour.
Yeah, I mean, and holy shit, was that a good match? I had to dart for a little bit for like 15 minutes during that match, and I was because I with the way schedules lined up, so I was watching 15 minutes or so of that on the iPad. So I'm in the car, right, and I'm watching it on the iPad in the car, and I'm sitting there just biting, like I was like, holy shit, because this was during like the whole like, are they gonna go through the top?
Yeah.
Right.
Weren't the fans mad when Owen started climbing down off the cage?
People were pissed.
Yeah,
I'm
boo.
wondering why that. Like maybe they just.
I don't know. Like, I feel like they weren't teasing the top of the cage. Like, maybe this is such bullshit stuff. Oh, maybe it wouldn't break. Yeah, they know whether or not that's gonna break.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just nostalgia up there, or maybe Owens is actually afraid of heights because he damn sure didn't want to jump off, and he wouldn't take a fall until he was halfway down off the cage.
Right. Maybe that was it. Maybe it's just like I can't do it.
Maybe they're up there talking while they're throwing each other around. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. My butthole's all puckered up. I'm scared. Jesus
Because I
Christ.
have a feeling if you were to ask me, I have a feeling what the intention would have been was for Owens to go from the top and miss that first one.
Yeah.
Just like he eventually did halfway.
Yeah.
And then have the ending. Because I think the ending went as planned.
Right.
Shane made the jump. Sami Zayn came out.
Spoilers.
Well, we are talking about it. Sorry.
Big
Anyway.
reveal. Sami Zayn.
I
Wasn't I
know.
excited? I love Sami Zayn, man, and I keep saying he needs a push, and now he's gonna fucking get one. I hope.
So does that mean we're gonna go back to like a Sami Zayn Kevin Owens tag team for a while?
Best friends for life.
BFFFL?
Yeah.
Buffalo.
The old Buffalo coming to the ring. Buffalo, your tag team champions. Buffalo. Butt fuckles.
Should totally be their tag. Their hashtag. Hashtag Buffalo.
I don't know, man. I wonder what's gonna happen. Is Owen's gonna be mad at him for doing that, and then they're gonna fight? Is that what's gonna happen? Because you can't have two heels, right? So is that Owen's beginning of a face turn, and Sammy being his arch nemesis, or what? I did it
don't
for you,
know.
man. I love you. We're friends. I could have beat him on my own. Fuck you. And then away it goes,
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Because now, like, where are you gonna go with the Shane thing? He's gonna be mad. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I don't think there's anywhere to go with the Shane thing. I think that's just
no,
it.
that's the thing.
Just
like
like
those
when he
things
fought.
dead end.
Did we
but-
ever look and see who he fought? Because he fought Undertaker.
Yeah, I don't know who else. I
And
can't
then
remember.
Who was in the middle?
I don't
Because
know.
this is his third match since coming back, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I should know. We watched it.
We did. It was because Shane's matches are always great. Shane
Do, do, do,
McMahon.
do, do, do,
matches.
do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm on
Okay,
some-
now hold on a second. I'm not gonna waste the time looking this up because it was a while back. But I just want to. Okay, so we're gonna end this show. First up, it's okay. So it was again great pay per view.
Great
Thoroughly
pay-per-view.
enjoyed it.
I did.
We've got TLC in 2 weeks. So if you are a live viewer, live next week will be Movie Busters. No idea what movie we're doing. Probably a Halloween thing. Mm-hmm. And then a week from that will be TLC. Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, where we will get Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. And
Which
Bray
should be
Wyatt
awesome.
says that we should be seeing Sister Abigail.
Really?
Yes. However, the rumor is that Sister Abigail's spirit is going to possess him.
I see.
And he is going to come out as Sister Abigail and fuck up Finn Balor.
So your first transgender.
Well, I don't. I think it's
wrestler?
just going to be a possession type of thing.
I
I don't think he's going to come out dressed
I'm
as
not
Sister.
Bray anymore. I am now.
Yeah, it's going to be like a
Abigail.
poltergeist type thing. I don't know.
see.
That's the rumor. I don't know if that's true. There's so much female talent in NXT.
Right.
I think, but where and rightly so, they don't show violence towards women from men
Right.
on TV. There's not much they could do with the Sister Abigail character, unless they just made her completely unbeatable.
Right.
But I mean, but you make her unbeatable against the men, then that basically nixes her from women's competition because she'd have to go in there unbeatable.
True.
So, but it'll be interesting to see what they do. Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor are always entertaining, so it works out well.
I'll be excited
But
to see it.
I am gonna close out with the with this McFoley tweet, which says Shane is insane, but the main gain plainly goes to Zayn.
Well, fuck. Way to do it. Cool.
Mick is great. He always has the best tweets during Hell in a Cell matches because he helped make them popular.
I was thinking about that, watching that whole thing. How he must be there waiting, not there at the show, but just watching. The nostalgia. I mean,
Right.
you have to watch Shane, right? Everybody came up with Shane. Everybody had their moments.
Christ, this is gonna bug me. It was Shane McMahon versus Undertaker.
Yeah, but
Who the hell else did he fight?
well,
It's gonna bug me. It was it this year or last year?
I think it was last year.
Shane McMahon match 2016. That's right. No, he was in the Survivor Series. AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, Ambrose, Randy Orton, Shane McMahon. And it was AJ Styles. That's right. It was AJ Styles.
Was it Hell in a Cell?
Yeah. No. It was WrestleMania. It was Monday. It was WrestleMania 32 in 2016 against The Undertaker. Survivor Series 2016 with, as I said, Styles, Wyatt, Ambrose, Orton, McMahon. And then WrestleMania 33, it was versus AJ Styles. That's right. Because that was a great match. And then because you had the corner-to-corner
Yeah.
phenomenal forearm and then the corner-to-corner drop kick. So that's right. So yeah, it was AJ. And now we've got... So I wonder if he'll come back for WrestleMania.
Hope so.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, that was awesome. Again, follow us on Twitter for the live tweets during the pay-per-views. Hashtag at TWA podcast. Subscribe to the podcast feed wherever quality podcasts are found. If you have any comments about the pay-per-view or this podcast, you can tweet at us or email us at thatwasawesomepodcast@gmail.com. But I think that'll do it.
That'll do it because I have to go to sleep for 2 hours and go to work.
You have to go to sleep. So, thank you, live audience. Thank you, podcast listeners. Thank you, everyone who favorited and retweeted and participated in the conversation on Twitter during the pay-per-view. And I will let our friend Joey Image, professional wrestler extraordinaire, call us out the same way he called us in. So, for our live audience, for Brandon, for myself, and for the rest of Inked Geek Studios, thank you all very much for listening. And we will see you next week.
Hey, you fucking pricks. Right now, patreon.com/IG Studios. Support Inked Geek Studios, my boys Nate and Brandon. That Was Awesome podcast. InkedGeekStudios.com. And again, patreon.com/IG Studios.
You've been listening to an Inked Geek Studios podcast. For this and other great shows, go to inkedgeekstudios.com.